That's where we find Harry Ford, who's the new catcher for the Washington Nationals, acquired via trade from Seattle this offseason. Fired up to see him in a Nats uniform. Former number 12 overall pick, who's been one of the better catching prospects in baseball over the last few seasons. Harry, thanks so much for the time. You're on the radio back in D.C. with Grant and Danny. How are you?
Yes, sir. I'm doing well.
Excited to have you as part of the organization. Let's go back to when you were acquired. I mean, were you surprised that you heard your name coming up in rumors throughout the offseason? And when you found out you were headed to the Nats, what was the reaction?
Yeah, I was definitely surprised. I've been in a lot of trade rumors my whole career, so and they've all passed. So I didn't really think anything of it whenever I'm in one. But initially I was just kind of shocked and kind of like, whoa, I can't believe I'm actually getting traded, And but in the days after, just as I got to learn about the guys at DC and learn about the org and where I'm going, I got pretty excited, and it's a good place here.
What does it mean to be traded for? I always wondered that for someone as young as you are. Somebody sought you out and said, no, we want that guy. We're going to give something up to get that guy. What does that mean to you?
I mean, it's pretty cool. It's definitely gives you some value, I guess, when it comes to baseball. And so yeah, it's pretty cool. It's nice to know that they, wanted me and cared about me.
Harry Ford, just 22 years old, getting ready to turn 23 next week. Likely to end up leading the Nats in games caught at the big league level this season, working at spring training, day 2 of pitchers and catchers reporting, trying to win the catching job. The other part of this for you is in Seattle, you're behind Cal Raleigh, who
he's good, I think.
Probably should have won the MVP award, but Aaron Judge is the greatest player on the planet and did. But he had 60 home runs, which a catcher had never done, and drove in 125 last year. And so if you stay in Seattle as a catcher, you're probably having to move around or play a bunch of positions, and that's why you've only played in the 8 big league games. Here, you got a much easier path to action and playing every day. I got to imagine that was a big part of the reaction for you, was kind of getting unblocked, so to speak.
Yeah, it was cool knowing, I guess, being able to see it more often, see the potential path, ultimately for me, I just try to put whatever path I'm on and put it into God's hands. That was my mentality whenever I was with the Mariners, because, being there in AAA, I like how it's doing amazing. It was cool to see what he's doing. And there was just a verse that I just leaned on. It was just basically saying that God knows puts the king's heart is in the hand of God. And so I was like, you know what, I'm going to get my chance whenever I get my chance. And now, it seems a little like I have definitely a better chance than over at the Mariners, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
What was that like last year? You got 6 at-bats, 8 plate appearances, and 8 games played. So you'd have to remind me if that was all in one call-up over a few days or a couple different cups of coffee. But what did that do for your confidence or just your psyche as you got to taste the major leagues, experience some of the big league treatment, but then get sent back down to the minors?
I mean, I got called up in June, but I didn't play a game or nothing. I literally got called up for a day and then went back down. But then in September, I was a September call up, and so I stayed for I stayed from September on through the whole postseason, and obviously I didn't get to play much because Cal was playing every day and Mitch was the backup, and but I was grateful that I got my chances. They pinch hit me in the games where I had a chance to get in, and I got to start against the Dodgers, which was amazing. And it was cool just being on a team that was trying to win and seeing what that looked like, seeing how the guys were and what makes it a winning team. And just getting to experience playoffs was incredible. I definitely learned a lot in that time with those guys.
Well, speaking of teams that are trying to win, World Baseball Classic coming up, dude. You're representing Great Britain.
Yeah.
Just tell me about that and the selection process and what you're looking forward to. That's got to be a once-in-a-lifetime really cool thing.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's, I definitely, my parents are both from England, and so I'm really honored to get the chance to represent Great Britain, and I love doing it. I got to play last World Baseball Classic, and I'm pumped up to get to do it again. And it's an awesome experience. It's awesome games, awesome atmosphere, and it's cool getting to do what we do and try to inspire another generation after us.
Well, I was thinking about this today because we've got the Winter Olympics on in studio. Yesterday, Commissioner Manfred said something along the lines of, he's hoping that big league players will be able to take part in the Olympics next year. And I don't know exactly how that would work timeline-wise, and there's probably some things that have to be ironed out. But have you thought about that possibility, too, of like, here we got these players gunning for medals, and, in hockey, all the best NHL players are on rosters together. WBC is an amazing thing. Don't get me wrong. I love it. But you could be an Olympian. You could be in the Olympic Village.
Man, that'd be pretty cool. Definitely would be pretty awesome.
I still don't know how it would work out for players to participate, but would have to be pretty amazing.
Yeah. It was probably like in the middle of the year, huh?
And they would have to do
right smack in the middle.
Like hockey does a break.
Yeah.
The craziest All-Star break ever, maybe?
That'd be awesome. That'd be really cool.
So let Nats fans get to know you here a little bit. Just describe your game. Put your scouting hat on. The stopwatch, the notepad, etc. Break down Harry Ford's game.
Yeah, I'm as a hitter, I'm pretty patient. I take my walks. Also hit for some power and drive the ball gap to gap. I don't try to complicate it too much. Just try to just put the bat on the ball. And, I use my athleticism. I'm a good runner, so I like stealing and, maybe getting some hustle doubles. And, but my heart is I love catching. I love getting to call a game and be with the pitchers and do that side of things and just work on my craft and kind of get better and try to win ball games.
Hit 280 with 16 homers and an OPS over 860 last year at AAA in Tacoma in the Pacific Coast League. So ready for an opportunity to prove himself in the big leagues now. Harry Ford on the precipice of the majors, and you'll see him at Nats Park very early this season. You mentioned, enjoying catching. It's funny because when you were drafted as a catcher, everyone said, well, he can catch, but he could also play center field or left field or second base or whatever. You're one of these like Craig Biggio dudes who could play anywhere. Just as an athlete at that position, you don't see that very often. Have you always caught, though, like as a kid growing up? I know you've played some outfield in the minors.
Yeah, I've always caught. I started catching when I was probably like 8 or 9, and before that I was just like third base or outfield. But I've always loved catching the most. It's been my favorite by far.
What's the hardest part about doing that? I feel like now stuff is so nasty. Like everything moves, everything's got more RPMs on it, everything's diving, and it's easy to kind of get carried out of the zone a million times over. I feel like that's painstaking work at this point to try to keep that part of it up to snuff. Is it hard to then balance being the offensive player with that as well?
Yeah, it can be tough to balance. I mean, it's, I think all of us catchers, we're different. We're different people. We're grinders. We like the action. We like getting beat up. Kind of the responsibility of it. But yeah, there's just a lot of different things to manage, and on top of that, make sure you're hitting well as well. So yeah, pitching is getting better, and it's fun to catch, honestly, because when it's nastier, I mean, you miss more barrels, So
yeah,
it's honestly more fun.
The automated ball strike system is coming to Major League Baseball. We're going to have a challenge system this year. You experienced that in the minor leagues. As a catcher, I'd imagine you're conditioned to not like it because it does take some value away from receiving and framing and some of those things you used to be able to steal maybe. But
yeah,
you tell me.
It also does the opposite.
What's that?
It also does the opposite. That the pitch is there. You challenge it and you win it, and that also helps your framing percentage. So you kind of win some pitches it holds the umpires accountable. It creates a more known zone and consistent zone. It gives you an instant feedback as well of knowing, just knowing the zone throughout the game. And it's also just another advantage piece, just learning how to, another aspect of the game, learning how to use it, when to use it, when's a good time, when's not a good time. I think it's good. I think it's just the game's evolving and new things are coming. So I'm for it.
Harry, let's get a little get to know you here again for Nats fans away from baseball type stuff. So a couple rapid fire questions from us, all right? Would you describe yourself as sharp dressed or kind of a slob?
If I could go 3/4 of the way, I'd say I'm not a super sharp. I'm not a slob. I'd put myself probably halfway leaning to more sharp.
Favorite actor or artist musically?
I'm going to go Forrest Frank for artist musically.
I have to look that up. Forrest Frank?
Forrest Frank, yeah. He does Christian hip-hop.
Okay. Never heard of this guy. He's 30 years old. He's a handsome fella.
That's Forrest Frank for
Looks
you.
like he's got a mullet and a mustache. I'll check him out.
Hey, there you go.
So no weigh-in, no conditioning. You got plenty of time to work it off, but you're a young person with a metabolism, but bear with me. You're going to pig out for a day. It's a death row type meal. What are you eating? Break it down.
A death row type meal? If I had one last meal?
Yeah, last meal type stuff.
I don't know, but Chick-fil-A would be really good right now. I'm thinking,
Yep.
Give me a little 30 count nugget with a bunch of the fries and that milkshake. That'd be great.
Last show you've binged?
Modern Family.
Oh, that's a
good
great
answer.
Modern Family.
Yeah, I'm still on that. It's pretty good.
All right, so similar to Chick-fil-A, this may be your answer to the same thing. What is your eating contest food? Hypothetical scenario. Aliens come down to Earth, and they're like, we challenge you, Harry Ford. You pick the food. You eat the most of it in 10 minutes. We'll leave
Great
peacefully.
question.
Right? What is your eating contest food?
I'm not going to lie to you. I think if you put a mountain of corn in front of me, I could probably crush it.
Corn.
Like corn on the cob or just
Sounds
just
like
corn?
he wants just a pile of corn.
Just a pile of corn. If you gave me a pile of corn,
This is why we
What
play
an
the game.
incredible answer.
This
by
is
the way.
why we play the game.
Yeah, are you just using your hands, or do you want to spoon this? How are you going to eat all that corn?
I mean, if I'm eating it as fast as possible, I'm probably just shoveling it
Yep.
down,
He's doing the Kobayashi shake.
You want butter on that? Are you doing a little Old Bay? What? Any seasoning or just cooked corn that's been
I
cooked?
mean, just put it on the table, just however you want it. I'll eat it.
It's definitely the most creative answer we've ever gotten.
Harry
on that.
Corn over there. I love that.
I'm in on a corn forward. All right, so Harry, last one I've got for you. You're still getting to know some of your teammates pretty well, as everyone's reported this week. But as of this moment, if someone in the clubhouse was
Really likes him, and he's a good guy to be around.
He's a good egg. We like Drew. He's a long-time fellow catcher as well. Harry Ford with us, one of the new Nats who will be at Nats Park very, very early this season, hopefully on opening day. Get the nod behind the dish. Thanks so much for the time, man. Have a great spring. We're coming down there in March, so we'll see you.
Sweet. Good
See you
talking to you guys.
You too, buddy.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you. He'll be in the World Baseball Classic for